Yeah, I'm not trying to compare him to Matthews, but they got the same thing when they come in the zone where they can find their shot. You know, they somehow, they can get to the middle. Yeah, the high stick. And then, you know, like Matthews, and he just can get a shot off so quick. So if somebody makes a mistake or somebody overplays somebody, they can somehow get to the middle with the puck and shoot that puck. And he's elite at that. And, you know, he's just going to get better and better.
Rick, you guys have been pretty good about focusing on your own process as opposed to your opponents,
Yeah.
but obviously the Blackhawks are struggling, they're banged up. This is what you normally call a trap game. Do you address that with your team at all?
Yeah, I would be more concerned if we didn't have the second period we did against the Leafs. Maybe a little too cocky. I think we got a little humble pie up that second period with Toronto, so that gives us our antennas up. I've watched the Hawks play. Luke Rich, I'm a big fan of Luke Richardson. His work, they've dealt with a million injuries. You know, I don't even half the guys sometimes in the lineup because they're coming up for the minors. But the one common denominator is they work hard. They play a lot of 2-1 hockey games, and I mean that there should be no reason to think we're anybody. And the fact that I don't care if we're in first place or not, I think that second period just kind of woke us up a little bit. Hey, we got to be ready to play. That's what I think.
Rick, can you give us an update on Carson Soucy?
Yeah, you got the loud voice. Yeah, he's going to probably be out 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah, it's a tough break for him, man. He just can't get a break. But yeah, so that's a time frame.
I guess you said it was difficult taking Noah out of the lineup. This is the opportunity for him to jump right back in.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's so important to have D depth. And like I said, you know, he was out when really he could have still been playing for us. So what I love about him, he's ready to go. Like, he works hard in practice. That's why it's important that you have character guys like that they're team guys, and he'll be ready. So, and yeah, he's played well for us. So I'm not concerned about Noah.
Rick, you've been very fortunate. You know, a lot of bounces have gone this hockey team's way because you've worked very hard for them, but also on the injury front, aside from Carson, do you look at that and see the way things are going for you?
Yeah, we've caught some breaks. Yeah, we've had few injuries here and there, you know, Teddy at the beginning of the year and stuff, but fairly, you know, knock on wood. Yeah, and, you know, some teams go through those stretches where they get a lot of injuries. We've been lucky, you know, and like I said, hopefully we can stay in good health. It helps your depth.
3 to go before the All-Star game. Are you going to start Thatcher tonight? What's your plans the rest of the way?
Thatcher tonight, and you know, Casey's going to get in. You know, whether it's the next game or the game after, he's definitely going to get in.
Carson Soucy didn't play the third period. It looked like a hand. Do you know the nature of the injury?
Well, he blocked a shot, basically, upper whatever, you know.
Lower.
I mean, I hate this stuff. Yeah.
Mike Yell's
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, right.
Soucy was a good part of your PK. That's on quite a heater, Rick. You've gone, I think, 44 for 50 in your last 18 games, 12 clean sheets. Yell's a big part of it. What's he doing well?
For you're talking about Soucy or in general?
Yeah,
the PK?
what's Yell done? Soucy's done well.
Oh, yeah.
I
I think, you know, we've changed a few things. Yossi's really big on the details of it. Like, we've had better sticks. We've had better clears. I think in PKs, I don't think we were that great with our clears the first 20, 30 games, and it really affects your team. That 30 seconds when you dump it out is huge. And we're actually pretty good on our PK forecheck when it comes to getting up ice or holding the blue. But when they keep it in, that's that extra 30. And if you add that up, a lot of ozone time. So I really think we've cleaned up those two things for me. Good sticks. The structure's been the same, but I think it's just the details of the PK. Just because you're first place doesn't mean I'm not going to go to this guy now, or I'm not going to forecheck as hard because we're in first. You can't think that way, because if you think that way, it can go the other way quick, and you can't just turn it on. You know, I know I don't like using the word either, but you know, if we go there, we go there. But you just don't turn it on April 12th, the first playoff game. It just does. It happens now. The habits happen now, and we have to get back to certain habits that we've kind of let slip. And the one thing I love about this group, they recognize it. They say it. Like, I don't have to say it all the time. They say it. So that's a good thing for me.
Rick, Dakota Joshua, what's the difference in his game from when you first got here to where it is today?
Well, I don't want to use, like, he's always been a committed guy. His commitment level is just a lot higher. His hockey, I love his hockey IQ. That's why he's a first PK guy. He usually get him at the last minute of a game. and his hands, he's really worked on his hands. If you watch in tight, he comes out of the corners with a puck a lot more. And it's just commitment level. He's in the gym a lot. He's on the ice with the Twins, or he's with Yogi, or he's in the video room. We don't have to look for him. He comes and looks for us. Last year, maybe a couple times, or maybe the beginning of the year, you got to look for him. Now, he's knocking on our door, and I think that's a trait that I love as a self-starter. He's a self-starter now, and I think he's matured into that.
You look at that line, and you have tremendous confidence in them. What gives you confidence in that line? What are they doing to inspire confidence?
Well, we use the word connect. They're connected. Very rarely, like I think I told you guys, we're doing the game reviews that they're in our end. It's, hey, you're making a mistake here. They're connected, and that transfers into the neutral zone and into the offense. If you look at the goal, the Garland, or the other nights, they're always in a triangle. They're connected. It's not one guy's here, the other guy's here, and the other guy's at the blue line. They have a tight triangle, and that's the way they play the game, and that's why they're successful. Really connected line.
The line of Mikheyev, Suter,
Yeah.
and Kuzmenko, they haven't produced, but you've kept them together for quite a while here. Are you starting to see signs of life from that line?
I thought they were better last game. And I just talked about the other line being connected. They're not so much connected, but last game they were more connected. I thought Kuzi's one of his better games for Kuzi of being more involved, supporting the puck. Our big thing is getting Mikheyev to use his speed. And a lot of times when you're not connected, if you watch, he'll be skating backwards, looking for the puck. When he's on his game, and the other guys are connected with him, it's a lot of support. It's this kind of hockey, and that's where Mick's at his best. I think, he's a guy that's going to rely on that kind of connected hockey. If it's disconnected, he gets lost out there. No intent to him. And then I think Suits is caught in between with all this non-connection, because he's a very cerebral player, a very smart player. But when you don't play north and he doesn't know whatever he's doing, it's like anybody, you're on an island, right? So I thought it was a great start for them to get connected, and I'm anxious how they play tonight. Like, this is a big game for them where can they take the information the last couple of days, the positives, and then take it to another level.
Does it feel like a line that needs to establish an identity of how they produce, how they move, how they become connected?
Yeah, I mean, if you look, you got Kuzi, who's very good with a puck. You got Mick, who's one of the fastest guys on our team, and you got one of the smartest players on our team. Can they all throw that in the blender and come up with a good line? That's really the next level for them.
So I want to ask you about your top line and their play 5-on-5, maybe the last couple of games, and where you think they're at.
Yeah, they haven't been good the last 3 games, like 5-on-5, and we met with them this morning, and they recognize it. But the one good thing is when they're not playing to their potential, they're coming up with a big goal. Whether it's I think P scored in Columbus a big goal last game, that power play. They came up with big goals for the win. It's not like they're not contributing, but the 5-on-play, yeah, for their level of play, they got to raise the bar. When they go against Matthews or the top line, the McKinnons and that, they got to go head-to-head with these guys. They know they have to raise the bar, for sure. But they're coming up with big goals, though.
When you say raise the bar, you're talking about which end of the ice? What specifically?
I think 200-foot game, everything. I think everything. Playing the other team's best players hard, but also keeping pucks, supporting each other. It's something that they recognize.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.